Welcome everyone. Let's make some delicious old-fashioned honey buns today. I'm going to go step by step. Okay. First I have the flour. This is bread flour. It makes much softer, more delicious treats. Okay. I have 2 cups of the bread flour. I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, a half teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Instant, no proofing. There will only be 1 rise in these honey buns. 1 rise. I try to do it the quickest and easiest that I can. Now this has to be whisked well together. Now let's get these wet ingredients in. And that's going to be 1 beaten large egg. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 tablespoons of honey, which I'm going to guesstimate. A little bit more over here to be sure. 3 tablespoons of melted but cooled down butter. It can be very warm but not hot. You don't want to cook that raw egg we have in there. We're going to put in 3/4 cup of warm milk. The temperature is according to your package label, depending on the yeast that you're using. It's much higher for instant yeast, up to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're simply going to mix and bring this to a dough. And you can definitely knead this by your stand mixer or by hand. I'm going to do it by hand. I have some flour in the cup here that I'm going to put out on my work surface. I'm going to bring this dough, which smells so good, out on that. Now I'm going to work with the dough or play with the dough with adding little bits of flour at the time to get it to where I can handle the dough without it being too sticky. You want to play with the dough until, if you're going to do it by hand, you want to play with the dough until you can handle it like this. When I get to this point, I throw and roll. I do that for about 5 or 6 minutes. It depends on what grade of flour you're using. When your dough gets like this, where it won't pull on the counter, it is ready. Tiny bit of flour on it. Then I'm going to put a little plastic over it. Right there. Now we're going to make the filling. In this bowl, I have 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 4 tablespoons of room temperature soft butter, and 4 tablespoons of honey. I'm just going to mash this and bring it together. This is the filling. We only have 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon because we want the honey to be the dominant taste. with a light hint of cinnamon. So you want to mash this well. You don't want any clumps of butter, really. You want it smooth and creamy. Well combined. Okay, I think that's good enough. I have my baking pan prepared here. I placed some parchment paper on it. Lightly, very lightly, putting a little non-stick baking spray. I'm using butter flavored. Now it's time to get back to our dough. A little bit of flour, just a little bit. Now we're gonna check this out to get it even as we can. A little bit more over this way. Let's cut that in half like that. Make this a little bit more neater. Split it. Nope, that's not half. I think that is right there. So you can make any size honey bun you want, really. Large, small, totally up to you. You want to keep your flour handy, lightly. Use little bits of flour at a time. Now you just want to roll this out. It doesn't have to be beautiful. We're making honey buns. Honey buns aren't beautiful. They're just delicious. Just roll it out, pancake style. Pressure. Then here. As you can see, the dough is so workable because it's kneaded well. Now I'm just going to pull this out like that. And we're going to place a little of our filling, spread out through it, on it I should say. It is that simple, you all, that simple. That is butter in there, so we don't want to put too much because it's definitely going to melt. You want to come out as far as you can on those edges. And when you get it out like that, you want to pull up this great dough, just roll it up. Roll it up, keep it together. The dough is very workable. You can stretch it and pull it and all that wonderful stuff. Now you want to pinch your dough together. Take this off my hand. And you want to pull it out. Like so. Then you want to push the end all the way in while flattening and turning. Kind of like a hurricane. Flat, twist, and flat. You want to take this dough, pinch it together, flatten it. My pinch come loose. Okay. But this is what you want to do. Do you want to place it on your pan? Just take your hand, spatula, what have you. Look at it all. Look at there. Okay. Now they will spread and rise in the rising process. Okay, once you have them shaped and placed on your baking pan, you want to try and flatten them some. If it means anything to you. I kind of like mine a little flatter. So I just take my clean hand and I press. It's just dough. It does have a feeling, so you don't want to be too rough with them. But you want to press them, get them flatter, so when they take shape while rising, they'll look more uniform, I would say. Now, you want to cover them, put them in a warm area of your kitchen, home, what have you, and allow them to rise. That could be 35-40 minutes. It depends on the warm temperature in your home. Now let's make our icing for our honey buns. In the bowl, I have 2 cups of powdered sugar, which I'm going to try and declump. I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract and about 3 tablespoons of honey. Okay. A little to be sure. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of milk. I want my icing thick. You might like yours thin. So the less milk, the thinner it will be. We'll leave that totally up to you. I'm definitely going to need a 1/3 tablespoon of milk. I think that'll do it for me because I want mine very thick. Not too thick, but thick. So at this point, I'm just going to stir until it is smooth. All right, this is the thickness that I want for mine. All right, the honey buns have risen. Now I'm going to bake them in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, we are back. When your honey buns first come out of the oven, allow them to cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes. They're going to be puffy, so you're going to need to press them down some while they're still slightly warm. So I'm just going to simply take a spoon and spoon on my thick icing while they're slightly warm, slightly. Doing this while they're warm will cause them, slightly warm, will cause them to sweat, which will create more moisture for them. And there you have it, guys. Homemade honey buns from scratch. I certainly hope that you will enjoy these if you should think about trying them. They need to set for about 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm going to pick up one to show you the inside, the under, the honey bun. Thank you all so much for watching. As usual, enjoy.